Okay, young people, I don't care what you want. You are going to see a little bit of technology. You gotta eat just a little bit of actual technology before we start screaming about the SpaceX IPO. So this is an interesting little lab that I'm playing with for Silicon Dojo. So we're doing a class next week on basically a RAG and vector databases. So trying to show people how, the whole vectors and that type of thing works, how semantic search actually works. So in this little project here, basically what we have is we have the chunk that we are going to test against. So hello world. And then we have a list of strings here. Hello world, world hello, hello people of the world is flat, can I have a Big Mac? And basically what we want to see is how close these strings are to the initial string. So you come down here, basically you create what's called an embed, basically one of these vectors from the chunk that we're dealing with, and then we compare them, and then it's going to give us a distance between the original chunk, the original string, and the other string. So if I run this, what we can see here is that we got hello world. This is the initial one. So hello world is 1, so it's identical to hello world. World hello is 0.91, so it's pretty close, right? Hello people of the world is 0.78. The world in flat is 0.52. Can I have a Big Mac is 0.50. So basically this is showing you the similarity. So the similarity between these different strings and the initial string. Where this can get interesting is for like caching mechanisms, especially for things like things like instructions, like if you want to say like, hey potato, do something. So what I have here, right, is basically an initial instruction, or like let's say a tool call. What is the time? And then down here I have got the time, you have the time, do you know what time it is, anyone know the time, and of course, can I have a Big Mac, just to show you what the difference is with those. And then when I run this, basically, again, what is the time? Got the time is 0.83, similar. You have the time is 0.71, similar. Do you know what time it is? Is 0.86, similar. Anyone know the time is 0.81, similar. And can I have a Big Mac is 0.44, right? And so this is trying to show us the similarities between strings. There you go. There you go. We spent 2 minutes. We spent 2 minutes talking about actual technology. Now let's get to the RARs. Now let's get to what we're actually here for. You're right. You're right. This is clickbait. This is clickbait. I'm gonna start putting these titles in that are gonna be really snarky about things, and then I'm going to teach you actual technology, because that's what you have to do nowadays. Anyway, so what we want to talk about today is this abject fucking insanity. So we are in the modern world where trillion is the new number. SpaceX files confidentially for IPO in mega listing, potentially valued at $1.75 trillion. So this is an initial public offering. It is supposed to go on the market at $1.75 trillion. And the idea is the value of this will go up significantly. You want to buy in at $1.75 trillion because, I don't know, at some point it's going to be worth $17 trillion, which, Jesus. If we take a look down here, the company expects to raise $75 billion, which would make it the largest IPO in history, far beyond oil giant Saudi Aramco's $29 billion listing in 2019. SpaceX has raised an estimated $10 billion as a private company. So they've currently raised $10 billion. They want to get another $75 billion so they can have a $1.75 trillion valuation. Now, I know some of you folks out there are like, you're just being snarky about Elon Musk. You just hate Elon Musk. And that's not true. I just don't understand Elon Musk math. It's like 2 + 2 equals $1.75 trillion. Because here's what I want you to understand. Like I think one of the interesting things, like you look at technology, you look at products, and many times stupid little things can be far more valuable than you expect. Again, I talked about this before with running cable back in the day. So we would run cable, and you don't think about running cable being worth very much money, right? You got a little Cat5 cable, you drill some holes in the wall, you run cable from point A to point B. But here's the thing, right? Each cable run is about $150. And again, this was like 17 years ago. But here's the deal. if you have if you have 4 ports on the wall, if you have 4 ports on the wall, right, in one panel, you duct tape, you literally tape together 4 wires. You run all 4 of those wires at the exact same time. And that's 150 times 4 times 4. $600 essentially for one run. If you have multiple of those in the exact same room, you can be walking away with like $1,800 for not very much work. At least you cut back in the day, right? And that's one of the things I talk about is like some of these businesses out there, you can make a lot of money and you just don't expect it. You were surprised how much money is in that business. But then there's other businesses out there that you would think would be incredibly valuable, and there's actually just not that much money in it. You're like, what's going on here? And I think that's one of the interesting things with SpaceX. So you think about SpaceX and you're like, Eli, this is the rocket ship company. This is the company that's got to get us to like Mars or the moon or something else. Obviously, Eli, that is worth so much money. But the funny thing is, if we go here and we take a look at SpaceX's revenue, SpaceX's revenue was only $16 billion in 2025. Right? And most of that actually came from Starlink. It was like Starlink was something like $10 billion, and the rest was actually from launch services, which wasn't very much. Is this showing me approximately 15 to 16? With Starlink accounting for 50 to 80% of the revenue, SpaceX is currently preparing for the IPO, right? So they made $16 billion in 2025, and they're going for a $1.75 trillion valuation. And again, most of this was actually in Starlink. Again, I'm not anti-Starlink, but that's kind of curious because you go over here and you take a look at Tesla. Again, however stupid you might think Tesla is, Tesla's currently worth about $1.2 trillion, and they had $94 billion in revenue last year. So they had about $100 billion in revenue last year, and they're quote unquote only worth $1.2 trillion. You go over to NVIDIA. Now NVIDIA is worth something like $5 trillion, but again, you'll notice that they've done 216 billion last year. So they're making a lot of money, a lot of revenue, not so much revenue. And again, that's the thing you have to think about with SpaceX is like, how do they scale? Right. So again, Elon Musk is talking about this whole thing about launching one rocket ship per hour. He literally wants to do one rocket ship per hour at a certain point in time. And again, you just get to a certain point where you're like, what? I'm not anti-space. I'm not actually anti-SpaceX. I just don't think we're going to be doing one ship literally per hour. So then what gets SpaceX to anywhere near a value proposition of being worth $1.75 trillion? Because again, the interesting thing is like with a P&E ratio, price to earnings ratio. Right now, Tesla has a price to earnings ratio of like 335 or something, whereas Nvidia's is actually pretty small, right? So if we take a look at this, let's see here, Tesla stock. Right, so Tesla stock, you have a P&E ratio of 340. NVIDIA stock, and NVIDIA has a P&E ratio of 35. 35. And so the question you really have to get to is how in God's name does SpaceX get to a theoretical valuation of $1.75 trillion? So it has a space launch business that makes like $5 or $6 or $7 billion a year, which is fine. I mean, that's not bad, but right? Then it's got a Starlink, you got an internet service business that makes like $10 billion a year. Also, not bad, but meh, right? It's got Twitter. Yep, it's got Twitter. I mean, that makes, dollars per year. And it has XAI, which again goes back to this whole question of what is the value of any of these AI companies, whether it's XAI or Anthropic or OpenAI or whatever else. And that's where you just sit here and you look at this $1.75 trillion IPO valuation, and it just looks batshit insane. Like how does that number
ever make sense. Like with Tesla, right? Tesla, he thinks that's going to be a gazillion-dollar company, but his idea is Optimus robots. So when Optimus robots, everybody has their own Optimus robots because that's what everybody wants. Then that's going to make it a $20 trillion company. Again, I disagree with it. I think it's dumb as shit, but it's an argument. It's a bad argument, but it's an argument. What I don't understand is like with SpaceX, like what's the fucking argument here? Like how many starships does he think he's really going to be launching? And when I think about this too, is it's interesting. So right now we have a spacecraft going to the moon. Did you know that? Yeah, it launched yesterday. Nobody gave a shit. We're going back to the moon, and Americans don't give a shit. Anyways, the interesting thing is I was reading a book about the space program a couple years ago, and it was talking about why basically missions to the moon ended. And the reality is there wasn't a reason, there wasn't a financial reason to keep them going. There actually, there's not much, I'm not going to say no, there's not much monetary value with actually going to the moon. So basically it was useful for propaganda purposes when we were competing against the USSR, being first to the moon, doing that a couple of times, that was great for the propaganda. But then once we did it, we realized there's actually not that much money to be made off of the moon, especially in a capitalist system. And that's the thing. Like, okay, so SpaceX, if it's $1.75 trillion, and if they want to grow it, right, the idea is that it goes up, well, then you're going to need a shit ton of space launches. But then a real question is, it goes back to this whole value proposition. It's not that there's no value with going to the moon. It's just not that much value. Again, it's not that there's no value in AI. It's just not that much value. And anyways, that's what I'm kind of just thinking about with this whole $1.75 trillion IPO. If this was a couple of years ago, I would say that this IPO is the straw that would break the camel's back. If this was a few years ago, I would argue this is the IPO that finally breaks our stock market. The thing that I've learned over the past 5 or 6 years is our stock market doesn't make a goddamn bit of sense. So who knows? Maybe it'll take off. Maybe Reddit is doing successfully on the stock market apparently. So who the hell knows? So yeah, it'll be curious to see where this goes. And then it'll be curious to see how Elon Musk keeps up the inertia. Again, one of the big problems that I see with Elon Musk is Elon Musk does a lot of impressive things. Don't get me wrong, Elon Musk does a lot of impressive things. But he always has to push. He always has to push the limits to like this idiotic degree. And the question is like when you're out over your skis, like somebody's out over their skis a little bit and they're going really, really, really fast, and they're doing amazing. They're doing amazing for a while, up until a moment they're not. And that's kind of what I wonder with Elon Musk is if this IPO pulls through, how is he going to keep this ridiculous math going? I don't know. That's what I'm pondering. So what do you think about this? What do you think about a $1.75 trillion IPO for SpaceX? Do you see an argument? Whether or not you agree with the argument, do you see an argument? I don't. I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. Do remember I do these videos in order to support Silicon Dojo, hands-on technology education that empowers you to do whatever the hell it is that you want to do. Again, we're having a class on vector databases and RAG in Durham next Wednesday. We have many more classes. Take a look at silicondojo.com if you want to support the Silicon Dojo project. There's a donor box link down below. And with that, see y'all later.